Welcome to Marvel and Mysteries. My name is Tracy, and this morning I had a thought. I just thought to myself, I feel overdrawn like a checking account. And so that's what I'm asking you today. Do you feel like you are overdrawn like a checking account or that you are oversubscribed in life? Well, you're not alone. And there's an elephant in the room and it followed you home from work. So feeling tapped out is very normal for most people, unfortunately. And the corporate culture of America has taken over the mindset of many. It's practically its own religious and belief system at this point. So corporate America really attempts to bring a mindful work-life balance, this belief structure like a culture to people in order to keep them happy and producing for the sake of the company's bottom line. But this is manufactured happiness and a manufactured work-life balance, and they attempt to create at work something that isn't really life-giving. So it can exhaust your reserves of energy, it can leave you feeling dry, your emotions can feel that they're all over the map, and you even may have some issues with your faith life on account of just being tapped out. The majority of the time, there's not a whole lot of heart behind these structures. They're intended to try to improve the overall morale of the people who are working there, but they don't necessarily originate from a heart that truly loves the workers and wants well for them. So this sort of manufactured home at work, work at home sort of environment, it just leaves people tapped out, and they've been ridden so hard all day that by the time that they get home, they really don't have anything left over for their families. So I'm sure that many of you have noticed how good you feel when you are flowing from one of your giftings from the Lord and you're helping someone else. And that result is that sense of being fulfilled. It's a sense of joy. But in many businesses, if you notice, the appearance on the surface is that the company has become personal and that they really truly care about you. And the bosses can really kind of try to invest in you for a bit, but it's always that horrible reality that if they decide that they are not in need of your services any longer, you are out the door. So suddenly the personal becomes very corporate and you end up being just out the door because you're just no longer part of the bottom line. And the thing is about this, you are not an intangible asset on somebody's balance sheet. You are a human being. And that elephant follows you home at the end of the day and tries to enforce that productivity at home, and it steals from that natural joy and the flow of your giftings and what would lead you to feel fulfilled, and leaves nothing left over for your family other than an exhausted individual. So let's acknowledge the elephant that's in the room and take it gently by the nose. Like, I don't know if you know that, but that's actually what elephant caregivers do, is they'll take the elephant by the nose, like the little tip of the trunk, and they will look the elephant in the eyes. And that's how they actually gauge the emotion and how the elephant is doing. And you see it, it's almost like, it's like holding hands sort of with the elephant to really gauge that. So that's what we need to do with these struggles that we have, is to take it gently, have a good look at it, and really address what's going on. We need to address the fact that this giant thing has been there, undiscussed, and allowed to remain part of our corporate culture, because it's the thing that we're not really supposed to talk about. You know, it's all for the good of the company, right? And it just ends up being manufactured. Anybody that's had one of those cheerleading sessions before the work time starts, there are certain companies that do that, and they try to get their company, try to get their employees into a really good mood and kind of have their own little pep rally before they get going. There's nothing wrong with celebrating people. There's nothing wrong with trying to bring that kind of an environment. However, when it's manufactured and it's not really from the heart, and the people involved really could give no rips whatsoever about the people that are working, then it's going to fail miserably. So let's deal with the issue. Let's deal with it. Let's start our days by commanding the morning in prayer when we get out of bed to take that responsibility for our days and thank God for another day to mature into who He has called us to be. And another thing we don't take very seriously is that this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Okay, so when on purpose, intentionally, with faith, have you decided to rejoice and be glad in it, regardless of what's going on? Rejoice and be glad. And the word says we're to rejoice in the Lord. And I say again, rejoice. And we have to remember that His mercies are new every morning, and we can ask for new grace for this day. So let's make sure that we are doing that. Break the cycle of ignoring what needs to be done and look at it. Reject the religious belief system, that belief structure of corporate America, but rejoice in the facets of it that are actually kingdom principles. Flip those things into the kingdom principles that they actually are. Stay in thanksgiving and rejoice for what God has done and is doing in your life, and stay in joy, because a joyful heart is good medicine, and you're going to liven up the entire area and all the other fellow workers. So this week, think about how you can break the bad cycles from work and engage the kingdom truths while you are working there that will help you function as a servant-hearted kingdom person. So please let me know how you did with that. Please email any breakthrough or any aha moments that you had to contact@matrixofjustice.org. So yes, just say no to corporate America belief structures. Amen. Amen. Have a great week.